and welcome to Liberty Asia's tutorial video introducing you to the VCMS's suite of case management tools. These are the parts of the system that users will often be using to track and update the day-to-day case management and service provision work for their clients. I'm going to start here just on the case page for one of our test clients here, PruTest. I'm going to find the case management tools. If I scroll down to the bottom half of the case page, the case form, just underneath this case map, I'll see the different tools available here to me in these grayed out sections. So I will start introducing you one by one. Each of these will also have their own specific video. So if you need more in-depth information, I advise you to go and check out those videos as well. We'll start here with case relationships. Case relationships is where you'll go ahead and relate records in the VCMS to each other. So for instance, if you have clients who are actually siblings, you can go ahead and relate those records to each other. So when you scroll down one record, you'll be able to get a quick visual cue saying, that you're also working with a sibling in the record. Or perhaps, let's say you would like to relate alleged perpetrators to the clients, the cases that they're related to. You can then run a report to see, if you have any overlap between alleged perpetrators, things like that. You can attach case relationships to any external resources. So perhaps an embassy that you often get referrals from, or let's say maybe a ministry or department of the government that perhaps referred this case to you. You can then run reports and metrics to tally up the number of total cases that you received from this department or ministry, for example. Support plans are where I'm going to record all of my formal service provision. So this is things around counseling sessions, or as you can see here, for example, any goals or objectives that I may be working with. We have support plans around strengths and needs of a client, reintegration or repatriation, any legal services, follow-ups or home visits, etc. You can actually go ahead and select your support plans as part of our onboarding process. You would have gotten the support plan catalog and chosen according to what your needs were. The risk section here, this is where I'm going to go ahead and designate any risk factors or vulnerability factors that present with the case. So I can mark perhaps critical health information such as HIV or pregnancy status. I can perhaps note a risk factor that this was perhaps a migrant child or an undocumented child, anything like that. I can then go ahead and run reports on numbers of risks. Let's say I want to know how many cases are presenting with a certain risk factor. I can go ahead and run a report on that. I will go ahead and also touch on open activities here. This is the tasks and events section of the system. This is where I'm going ahead and recording any to-do reminders that I'd like to put in the system for myself. So perhaps I have a weekly meeting with this client and I'd like to go ahead and have a recurring task to remind me of that, where I'm able to actually keep a track of the progress in each of those meetings. I can go ahead and set up a new task for that. Anything else, such as maybe attending a doctor's appointment with the client, anything like that can go as a task. So it prompts me to have a reminder in the system. And lastly, here's the attachment section. This is where I can go ahead and upload any paper files or visual files that I may have. So if I have an informed consent form for this client, I'd like to go ahead and have a record of that in the VCMS. I can go ahead and attach that here. Okay, again, this is just a brief introductory video. Each of these tools now will have their own in-depth analysis and tutorial video as well. Okay, thank you very much.